You're listening to the Hustled Up Podcast. I'm Laura Natoli.
And I'm Holly Silva, and we are best friends since birth turned multi-passionate entrepreneurs and co-owners of Chores & More, a successful service-based business where everybody is treated like a best friend.
Welcome to our show where tactical business education meets fun and real conversations about this wild journey called life.
Get ready to be inspired. Grab your headphones, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up.
Hello, friends, followers, supporters, listeners, fellow entrepreneurs. Welcome back to another episode of the Hustled Up Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Holly.
And my name is Laura.
And I am back and ready for action, y'all. I know I was out with an ear infection and I don't know what it is, but as an adult, these ear infections are deadly. I don't know if any adult listeners out there, well, obviously you're all probably adults, but if you're listening.
For all of our children.
Because you know what it is? Adult ear infections are next level. They're just painful. My whole face was swollen. It was just a disaster. I was like, I cannot get on camera. It was
bad.
It was pretty rough. And this was a more mild one, believe it or not. It was still pretty rough. So, regardless, I am back. I am so excited and I am ready for action. So today we are bringing you a super fun episode. But before we jump in, I want to quickly remind you, you already know it's coming, but I want you to do it for real this time. Okay, we will wait. Pause this episode if you like what you are hearing, or if you just love us and want to support your two favorite besties in business. Pause this episode, go leave us a 5-star rating and a review wherever you are listening. If you're on Apple Podcasts, we love the 5 stars. We love the love letters. If you're on Spotify, 5 stars is great. If you're on YouTube, a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Perfect. You can also turn on notifications on YouTube so that you can be notified whenever we post a new podcast, because we post new episodes weekly. And we have some really fun ones coming up. We have a couple of really fun guests coming on, so you definitely don't want to miss it. So make sure you subscribe and leave us some love on those platforms. Okay. Now that you're back, we're jumping in to today's topic. We're going to keep this super short and sweet. We're just going to kind of talk about some of the fun things that we do for our employees. And we're also going to talk about some of the things we plan to roll out in 2025 to help boost our company culture. Your company culture is the most important thing you can probably do in your business. If you have sad, miserable employees, you are going to have a sad, miserable business. It is very hard to scale a business with unhappy employees. You're also going to have high employee turnover. You are going to have just a lot of chaos and stress if you don't have a good company culture. So even though it is important to obviously remain professional, and there are things you can do during work that are so important to maintain that company culture, there are things you should be doing outside of work to keep them happy and show them you love them and appreciate them. So we do a couple of things every year. And like I said, we're rolling out a couple of new things. So we're kind of going to quickly talk about that, hopefully give you some ideas as you continue to grow and scale your businesses and build your teams. We now have 10 employees officially. I'm so excited. We're in the double digits. It's all good stuff here. But with that means we need to start refining some of our company culture and some of the things we do. So hopefully this will be inspiring to some of you. So if you are an entrepreneur looking to build a team, or if you already have a team and you need some new ideas, then please keep on watching.
Are you tired of spending your entire weekend cleaning when you could be going out to brunch with your girls?
First of all, I love brunch. And second of all, yes, there are so many things I could be doing instead of cleaning my house on the weekend.
Oh yeah, like playing video games.
Or watching a movie with the kids.
Going on a date with your significant other.
Taking your dog to the dog park.
Going to the movies.
Solving world hunger.
Yes, exactly. So this is why it is such a good idea to call up Chores & More for your deep and recurring cleaning needs.
And do you want to know something really, really cool?
What?
If anybody mentions Hustled Up when they call to book, they can receive up to $100 off their deep cleaning.
Up to $100 off. What are you doing still sitting there? Pick up the phone now, mention our podcast, and never have to spend your weekends cleaning again.
Simply go to choresandmorellc.com. You can fill out our request quote form there, or give us a call, send us a text, 631-397-0177. It is time to get back to doing the things you love. Let us take care of the cleaning. Okay, we are back and we are here to talk about just some fun things we do for our employees to help boost company culture. And like I said, company culture is one of the most important things in your business. You cannot grow a business without a healthy company culture. Having a good company culture reduces employee turnover, keeps your employees motivated, it keeps them showing up and doing their best. It's going to also keep them loyal to you. And that is also really important, especially if you're in the cleaning industry or in any kind of service-based industry. This is really important because a lot of people get burned by their employees trying to go off on their own or being sneaky, being dishonest. There's a lot there. So having a healthy company culture, and of course, this does go hand in hand with making sure you're hiring the right team members. But having that is going to help you, keep your employees loyal to you and your company and be real patriots for your company. So granted, saying what we're going to tell you today, the few things that we do for happiness for them, it's not the only answer here. There's a lot of other things you need to be doing, but we're just going to we're just rapid firing some of the employee traditions that we have that really do keep us connected, right? It keeps us connected with them, especially in our industry. We don't see them every day. They're out cleaning houses and we're here in the office. So these are really good, especially if you're not seeing your staff every day, or if you work remote, but if you're local, obviously we're going to talk about some things like in-person events that we do. Just getting everybody together if you're not together every day and in a different setting other than work, because I feel like when you gather for example, company meetings, it's work-based. You're talking about work. You're talking about, you're celebrating your wins, you're critiquing, you're talking about things you need to do better, you're rolling out new policies, etc. And it's strictly work focused and based. But meeting when it's not during work hours and it's during a different time, it's a different kind of connection there. You're having fun. They're seeing the human being in you. And they're obviously you're the boss. They're going to see you as the boss, but they're going to be able to connect and resonate with you on a more human level, if that makes sense. And I think that also helps. Employees want to see relatability. They don't want to just think you're like this person with the magnifying glass and they're the ants on the anthill, right? So
That's a good analogy.
they want to see you as a human being like them. And so and then you get to know them on a deeper level. You get to know about their hopes and their dreams and their wishes and what they do for fun and things like that. So that you're able to establish a deeper connection by meeting and having events with your employees outside of work. So that being said, we're going to talk about what we do. Laura, if you want to lead us off here, because my mouth is dry and I'm tired of talking.
Yeah, absolutely. I also just want to add super quick that I think it's also important too, because then your team also gets to bond and spend time together. That's also something that's super important. A lot of employees have reported loneliness in their job, and our job can be especially lonely because a lot of the time our employees are out on their own. Some days they go by without even talking to anybody, especially if the client's not home or if they're solo in the house, which they are most of the time. It's a way for not only you to connect with them, but them to connect with each other. Like, we have managed to create such a strong bond between not only us and our employees, but our employees as a whole, so that when they walk in and they see each other at the meeting, they're like, what's up, girl? Oh my God, we're working together this week. And they're excited to see each other. And I do attribute some of that to these in-person events that we host. And then again, there's a lot more that goes into it, but just to give you an idea of what we do. So we've done a few different things in the past, which we can definitely talk about. I'm thinking of Six Flags specifically, which I would not recommend that if you are large and scaling. But the two events that we host every year, we host a company barbecue in the summer and we host a holiday party in December. And I think it's really important to have at least two events a year because they're spread out. You could have new employees coming in and coming out. And I would recommend two at the minimum. We're thinking about even upping that. I know some companies do quarterly events, but what these events look like is they're casual. Our barbecue in the summer, we try to host it every like May. It ends up always being pushed off to August, but it's a way where it's super casual. It's also an opportunity for them to bring someone. We let them bring a significant other. If we have anybody on staff with kids, we let them bring their kids. Holly's dad and my dad are on the grill. And it's just really, really casual. They get to wear their street clothes. It's maybe the first time that they get to even express themselves because every time they come into work, they have to wear a uniform. So it's just little details like this that I think are really enjoyable for the employees. They get to be in their street clothes, they get to represent themselves, they get to, we allow some drinking, we pop a few beers, nothing rowdy, nothing crazy, but we get to share some drinks, play some games, have fun, eat, bond. It's just a great experience overall. And that's I don't know, I might even like that better than the Christmas party. I'm not sure. They're both so fun. But it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the barbecue is always like a blast.
It is. Honestly, they're both so fun. The barbecue's a
Yeah.
little cheaper, which makes it nice, but
Maybe that's why I like it better.
but, it is a very nice experience. We're enjoying the sunlight, it's on the weekend, and we play games, and I don't know, it is just a fun time. We get to connect on a different level than being at work. We get to know them better, and like Laura said, they get to connect with each other, and
Mhm.
I love it because, when we're at these events, I love seeing them like talk about their travels and their pets, and you can tell that they've already kind of got these little connections going that they're just solidifying a little bit. And I think it's really great, especially for us. We make it a priority to not have a clicky business. I've worked for a lot of larger scale companies where it's clicky, and we absolutely do not have that here. I think that does partially go with it's due to us being very selective about who we hire and bring into the company. But I think that giving them the opportunity to hang out and connect and all of that, I think that that definitely also helps. But it's always a really fun time, and we love it.
Yeah, it's so fun. And the Christmas party, I feel like we may have talked about this on the podcast, but we have tried everything under the sun, y'all. We have tried everything. We During COVID, we went to Holly's apartment. We rented a hall one year. We did a fancy dinner one year. Another year we did a Chinese buffet. We have literally done everything. And last year, so not 2024, 2023, we said let's go to round one, which is a local arcade, and it's like a arcade on steroids because it's not just games, it's bowling, it's ping pong, it's pool, it's karaoke, it's food. So we bought a party package that comes with literally all of that, and we fell in love. We were like, this is it. This is going to be the party every year until we're so big that we have to go to a bigger location. But we ended up having the party at the same location this year. And again, we always say you're absolutely allowed to bring a plus one, which is also so fun because we got to meet the significant others. And it doesn't have to be a significant other, it could be a friend, but we got to meet some of our employees' significant others. And it was such a pleasure just meeting with them, connecting with them, getting to know them better. Holly and I, our parents always come and they get to see this great community that we have created, which I'm really proud of. So I'm just glad that we also get to share that with them. But again, it's just such a fun time because I like having activities personally. I feel like a sit down dinner is boring. Yes, it's fun to chat, but I feel like there's just something that happens, this bonding experience when you're doing activities together, when you're learning a new skill, when you're doing something outside of your comfort zone, like karaoke. One of our girls got up on stage and sang for everybody, and I was so impressed. I was like, wow, you got guts, girl. But there's just something about doing activities together that really, really bonds you. And something I want to share really quickly because I was very moved by this. One of our girls' boyfriends, after the Christmas party, she said he could not stop talking about how he is so jealous of this job because the community that we've created is just, it's so palpable that even the significant others of our staff see it. And I was like, okay, we're doing something right. We are doing something right. So I would say when you are looking for any kind of activity, it doesn't have to be costly. It's not about the money that you spend. It's about the experience you are creating. And if you have hired the right group of people, you will have a wonderful experience bonding together, whether or not you are sitting down at a Chinese buffet or spending a ton of money at an arcade. It's really not about the money. It's about the quality time that's spent that really, really matters.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. It doesn't have to be fancy.
Hmm.
And I think that being in a less like fancy setting, like an arcade, I think that that allows them to be a little bit more to put their guard down. right?
Yeah.
A little bit more. I feel like if you're sitting at like a fancy dinner, your guard is still up a little bit, but they were really able to kind of just let loose and have fun with each other. And a lot of them were just talking for like hours and talking about life and all this stuff. And I was like, great, I'm going to go play DDR over here. But, they were able to really just connect. And I thought that it was really special, honestly, especially this year, like because our team is getting stronger through not only just these events. That's, if anything, the bare minimum of it, right? But it helps. And I feel like that with all of the other initiatives that we are doing to boost our company culture, I just felt the difference this year, even compared to last year. And last year was great, but I felt it, or should I say 2023, but I felt the difference in 2024. It just felt stronger and just overall like way, way, way better. So those are the two things that we do, and they're awesome. But of course, as every business owner should be doing, you always question, how can I improve this? How can I make this better? How can I further connect? Because 2 events a year really isn't that much. It's great. I mean, it's more than a lot of other companies do. But how can we, what else can we do? What can we do that's even, how can we take this a step further and show them that we love them, but also connect with them outside of work? Maybe not like just a fun event, but how can we enrich them, right?
I was just about to say that.
Enrich
How
them.
could we enrich them?
Now, I did not obviously make this up. An amazing colleague, industry colleague of ours, she's in our pros group. You guys all know we're in a mentorship program group thing called the pros in our cleaning business fundamentals mentorship program. And we are in little cohorts, and one of our cohort members, and she's kind of the leader of our cohort, her name is Jen Rogers. We're definitely going to have her on this podcast soon. She spoke to us about employee enrichment. And I was like, what is that? Tell me more. And we had already had this idea because a lot of people are doing it, but it really just kind of put a little pep in my step. I think she does them monthly. I think we'll probably do them quarterly to start because, again, you don't want to do things that are beyond your means or just do things that you don't fully have time for. And Laura and I, as we are growing and scaling, we don't have full-time help in the office yet. And so it's just hard for us to commit to every month. But I think quarterly would be good. And so we want to start rolling out enrichment activities. So what does this mean? It's things that are going to not only bring the employees together again and show them that we love them and all that good stuff, but it's going to help them either learn something or it's just going to enrich them. I can't think of a better word, honestly. It's so good. But for example, some examples of things that we want to roll out. We really want to get a realtor in here to talk about what you need to buy a house. Because I literally don't know that. I live in an apartment. I have not bought a house. And I imagine that a lot of other people don't know how to do that. So I think that that's going to be a super good one, especially because a lot of our employees have not yet bought their first houses. Another thing, I think she said she brought in a mental health counselor to talk about mental health.
I
And
love
I think
that.
that's super awesome too.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's good. That's good.
That's a really good one.
That's really good.
Really good. Especially because, I don't know if I said it on a previous episode, like maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, like 2024 was hard for a lot of people. So I think that would be good to kind of just have everybody do a little check-in with themselves internally and maybe have a chance to talk and speak and have space. So that was a really cool one. I think maybe somebody to help with budgeting is great, because I like to brag on our business and how much we pay, but that high paycheck is only going to take you so far if you don't know how to budget your money. That's my problem. So I just, that would be great for me. So things like that, things to help educate your staff, things to help you, just help your employees learn and grow in ways that are more than just cleaning houses or on the job, things that are going to help take them further in their personal lives. But in doing that, you're also bringing them together. So it's kind of just a really good win-win. So yeah, I really am excited to roll that out, and I wanted to put it out there for anybody else listening. So Jen, I am crediting Jen Rogers. I don't know where she got it from. I did not steal the idea. I swear, I'm not taking it as my own, but she's so smart. I can't wait to have her on this show because she's going to have so much good advice for you guys. She is a powerhouse. So we will make sure to get her on. Laura, don't let me forget. Let's message her today.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna write that on my to-do list. Every time Jen, like, I'll be like, I have a problem and it's XYZ. And Jen will be like, well, have you tried ABC? And I'm like, you're a genius.
Genius.
Like, literally.
So we will definitely have her on. I don't know what we're going to talk about because she just knows everything. But besides the point, make sure you stay tuned for a future episode with her. But that's one of the things we're planning on rolling out in 2025. So I just wanted to put it out there, and let me get you thinking for a second. What other things are you thinking you could do for your staff to help enrich them?
Yeah. What are you having trouble with? Like how Holly said, me and her want to buy a house and we have no idea how to start. So they probably don't either. You know, think within. What could you use? We could all use mental health counseling. That's something that I think everybody in today's day and age could use.
Yeah.
So what do you need? And you could also ask them, hey, what are you guys struggling with? What would you like? If I could bring a guest speaker in, what's the one topic you guys would want to chat about? You could just ask. So if you're ever stumped, or even when it comes to the fun things, we do barbecue and Christmas party, but if you're stumped, hey guys, what's something you would love to get together and do within a budget? Because we had, real quick, we did a while ago, many years ago, we were like, let's take our whole staff to Six Flags. And we had a lot of employees at that point because we had a lot of part-timers, and we closed for the day, took them all to Six Flags, paid for everybody. It was very expensive, very fun, but very expensive. So that's like a living beyond our means situation, which we tend to do sometimes. But again, it doesn't have to be something crazy like that. It could literally be a picnic in the park. It could be anything as long as you're together and spending that quality time.
That sounds super cute. Kind of want to do that.
Right? We should do that. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But I hope that this was helpful. I know it was a short episode, but we just wanted to get your noggin going and just kind of talk about the importance of getting together too. And there's a lot more, like Holly mentioned in the beginning, that goes into company culture. We're not saying take your staff out and all of a sudden you're going to have a magical, beautiful company culture. No, it's a lot more complex than that. And if that interests you, we would love to do more episodes on this. So definitely send us a DM. Let us know, is that a topic that you need help with? Because I think it is something that a lot of business owners struggle with.
We did for a very long time, and we're finally getting a handle on it. So we're more than happy to share our experiences. So if you guys are having any issues, or you just have a question, or have a topic or have a hurdle that you can't seem to get over, be sure to message us on Instagram, or you can drop us an email. Really quick, I'll drop our email. You can reach out to us at hustle.podcast hustle.podcast@gmail.com, or you can connect us, like I said, on Instagram at hustle.podcast. You can also connect with us on TikTok at Chores and More, and follow our business account at Chores and More as well. On Instagram, my links to follow are down below. So are Laura's. So make sure you connect with us. We do not bite. Everybody who has reached out to us already knows that. We are so excited every time we get messages, especially from people in our industry. Like, we just eat it up. So
we love it.
So be sure to drop us a line. We look forward to continuing to connect with you guys. Make sure you stay tuned. We have so many amazing guests coming on, both in the cleaning industry and not in the cleaning industry. So we are sharing, we're dipping our toes out of the cleaning industry pool. We're going into a few other locations. My analogies are just so top tier today, right?
So good. Also, good. Next week's episode, right? It's next week's episode.
It would be the week
is going to
after.
Be yes. 2 weeks from now, we're going to have a super fun episode planned. So give it a little teaser. Stay tuned.
It's going to be really fun. It's going to be you don't want to miss it.
Yes. Very different. Very not the norm. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave you wanting more.
It's probably the February 18th-ish episode, so make sure you definitely stay tuned for that. And like I said, follow along, subscribe, wherever you are, download it, whatever you do. I don't know.
Just find us.
Yeah.
Just find us. We're everywhere. All right, y'all. Well, as always, go kick some ass this week, and we will see you next time.